Habs fans are fired up about this as Elliotte Friedman reveals some more details about the Habs trade deadline and indicates that something massive is likely coming this summer. We have to dive into what Friedman said, plus talk about how after doing no moves at the trade deadline, Montreal puts up 0 goals in the game against Calgary. There were some great moments, but I know what a lot of fans are talking about. We got to dive into a bunch of stuff coming up on this episode of Habs Digest. And Jesse, we got to start with this game. And look, Lane Hutson had this sick deke. Jakub Dobeš was great in net, but the Habs got Dustin Wolf. And first of all, you're still here. Leave a comment right now because I know some of you are okay with this, some of you are not. Probably more you are not okay. I want to hear what you have to say about this game because, Jesse, we're hearing opinions across the board. Here's my take. Yeah, we lost. We got stonewalled by a goalie. We came alive in the second half of this game, had a bunch of chances. If even one of those shots trickles past Dustin Wolf and he doesn't make an incredible save, we're singing a completely different tune right now. I know it's never good to have a loss. I don't like that we lost. I hate that we scored 0 goals. But at the end of the day, this team did put up a good effort, especially late. And honestly, this level of play, containing Calgary, especially in that last 20 minutes, is something that will get this team a long way going forward. We're still not that far from a playoff spot.
No, that's it. We're coming off a 6-game point streak, and we're showing a certain level of consistency in our play. We're not getting the W tonight, and that hurts for sure because this felt like a playoff game. Shout out to the Habs fans over in Calgary. Just got that, guys. They're absolutely amazing. We wanted to get this win, though, all the same, and it definitely hurts that Wolf is just being the difference maker in this game. That being said, consistency is what this Habs team, this young team, has been searching for all year. And for me, I'm so much easier taking this pill, which is still a tough one, knowing that they're playing a solid game. Because I hate to say it, Josh, but I was impressed by both teams, how they're playing. Again, it was pretty tight checking. For sure, you want the Habs to maybe finish off a couple more chances, maybe kind of siphon some more pucks to the net. Overall, I think both teams played really well. Dustin Wolf was kind of the difference maker there, just as he's been this, entire season. A big reason of why the Flames might make the playoffs. Kind of funny that he can make those same parallels with the Montreal Canadiens. Who, you might ask? Lane Hutson. We have a very good chance of making the playoffs also because of Lane Hutson. As important as Dustin Wolf is to that, Lane Hutson has been for the Montreal Canadiens. So again, we're maybe just allowing them too much space in that neutral zone. I think kind of early on, we kind of got behind the 8 ball there, and allowing them to kind of attack in our offensive zone. But overall, I think we really rallied later on in this game. And, unfortunately, we couldn't just get them past. I was missing Patrik Laine in this game, though, Josh. And I got to say, even though it sucks not having him, I like the fact that I'm missing him, that I'm seeing what he's adding. We're seeing some commenters saying, Patrik Laine hasn't been doing much for the Habs. So I'm 5-on-5. Excuse me, he's been getting a ton of points since this team has been back from break. He's been back, he's off right now with an illness, but we were missing him a little bit tonight, that firepower in the lineup there. You can almost thank for that first line to get a points. And recently, just tonight, we couldn't quite. But, very good effort from the boys.
Yeah, I thought, again, it was not perfect. There were still lots of moments. Don't get us wrong. It's okay to say there were not all perfect moments. But you're right, Jesse. This was a game that was very winnable for Montreal. We had plenty of chances. And give a shout out. I think we got to give Mitchell Stevens Player of the Game award. I don't have the stick. It's over there. It's got to be, to me, either Dobeš, who was amazing, but probably just Suzuki. I just want to highlight some Suzuki stats. Again, with people out of the lineup, the Habs had 2 power plays tonight. Suzuki played 4 minutes. He did not come off the ice when Montreal was on the power play tonight. Nick Suzuki won 18 of 23 faceoffs for 78% tonight. He had 3 shots on net, 2 shots missed. He had the most shot attempts on the team outside of anyone named Caufield, actually, and Hutson, I suppose. But still, Nick Suzuki tried to put this team on his back again, played nearly 25 minutes in a game where Michael Pezzetta was playing on the second line. This team has all the tools to do something good. And you mentioned Lane Hutson again, 10 minutes, 21 seconds in the third, created some insane opportunities. I wanted to show this. This is from Scotia Stat Cards. Again, go follow them on Twitter. They got some amazing stuff there. Now posting full stat cards of players. The green, that's Lane Hutson. The red, that's the position average. Yeah, giveaways 5-on-5D. He's a little below position average. It is what it is. Overall, Jesse, he's ranked the 62nd best player in the league. He's produced producing like a number one defenseman. And on games like tonight, you see why. He carried Montreal in a lot of points in this game to some incredible chances. Dobesh was amazing too, but Hudson's dekes, his setups were amazing. But listen, I know a lot of you are probably not going to agree. There's a lot more we could dive into in this game. Some of the decisions late in the game. Yeah, whatever. Slaf made a bad pass here and there. Matheson passed to no one. At the end of the day, Jesse, playing at a high level consistently, especially on these West Coast road trips, it's going to be very important. But we got to dive into some very interesting stuff that was said by Elliotte Friedman. Now, look, he's been talking a lot about this deadline. We're hearing Marner not waiving his no trade clause for Rantanen, and we're hearing some of the talks Marchand had with whatever. But what he had to say about Montreal is very interesting. Friedman said he expects teams like Utah and Montreal to take big swings this offseason. The Habs were interested in Cousins, and he wouldn't be surprised if they kicked tires on Rantanen, even if it was a long shot. Utah would have made a run at Rantanen as well if he went to UFA. First of all, I just want to hear your reaction to this. What do you think about Montreal probably kicking tires on Rantanen and the fact that Friedman thinks Montreal's going to take a big swing this year? I'm a full believer.
Yeah, definitely interesting. You have to pay attention. It's not very often that players like Rantanen are there on the books, and you have to deal with a lot of picks that we would have a lot to offer in that situation. I think it's a thing where if he's a centerman, Hughes is maybe kind of going all out because that is the position that we kind of need here as well. Again, with Cousins, I'm happy that Hughes didn't do this trade. Again, just with the contract being too long, like, I like this player a lot as a prospect. I just feel for the 2C, it's not so much of a disrespect towards him, just as much as I want to slam dunk at that position going forward. But very interesting news from Friedman, and we've definitely been expecting this. And I mean, amazing. Like, we're getting in. This is a couple months away from maybe like some huge moves happening for the Montreal Canadiens, where this lineup could already look, so much different. We know we got Demidov coming. We maybe get a big 2C for this team. Like, that matters a lot. We're playing pretty well. We're in the mix. You add that to this, another Hudson, how this young core is developing. Like, I'm really excited, Josh. And just kind of part of that development that we've been seeing. I loved it how, like, at the trade deadline, we went from seeing the progression of just, like, sell the farm, basically, to now to staying put, to staying par for the course. Next season, Hughes, if we're in that playoff mix, which I very much believe we will, he's going to add to this team. And I think that timing is everything. And I think, fools rush in. So he was right to kind of pick his time of where, okay, let's not kind of hurt this team. Let's kind of see what they can do. But next year, it's all about kind of adding. So interesting seeing this, very much this progression that's going on for the Habs right now.
So the thing with Kent Hughes, like, first of all, yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. Like, the year-over-year progression we're seeing. Another thing year-over-year is Kent Hughes loves to make these offseason moves. I mean, we had the Newhook stuff. We had the Dach stuff. Last year, we had the Line stuff. Jesse, would it shock you for Kent Hughes to go out and try and top what he did with Line? Because at this point, like, Newhook and Dach were semi-reclamation projects, hoping they could thrive in Montreal's system. Worked or didn't work, still sort of yet to be seen. They still got a little time left on their contracts. Seems to be a pretty neutral move at this point. The Line move seems to have paid very good dividends, especially considering, look, we gave up Jordan Harris. We got a second in Line. Hard to say that's a loss. But at this point, he's ready to go out and not take someone that's any kind of a gamble at all. Getting one of those straight up established players. Now, again, I showed the list of free agents. These are just the top paid guys from this year. There's more than just this. There's some RFAs as well. I would have offered sheeted Wyatt Johnston if he didn't sign that extension because they would have been cap strapped. Sure. Too bad. He's going back to Dallas. That sucks. But there's other guys like that. And Jesse, do you think Kent Hughes has that motivation to go out and top what he did last year, get one of straight up the best players available on the trade market? Because like you said, we have assets out the wazoo here.
He does, and I believe that he definitely will. That's kind of the part of the progression as it's kind of getting further along. Patrick Laine was just kind of an opportunistic where it's not something where Kent Hughes is necessarily, kind of betting on, but it's just a good opportunity. But really here, the next move at 2C is really kind of fundamental. Like, if it works out with Laine, great. If not, it's not the end of the world there. But with the 2C, it's different. The implications, like, if you get this wrong, it could hurt the team. That's why I really didn't want to go with the Cousins. Yeah, there's a chance that he plays, but for the gamble, is that worth it? Do I want to be losing sleep over Dylan Cousins every night? No. I want somebody with a proven track record coming to this team. That's exactly what Kent Hughes wants as well.
I'm excited. Like, look, I'm fired up about this. I'm fired up about what Montreal's future looks like. Because, again, Demidov's going to be the acquisition of the offseason here, bar none. That dude's already the favorite to win Rookie of the Year next year, I have to imagine. And the fact that Montreal can likely go out and grab someone else is really unbelievable. Look, I know not all you are excited about that loss, but there's a lot to look forward to in the future. Hey, think about it. Every other team went out and paid a crazy price just to try and stay in this playoff race. Montreal stayed pat. We're still 2 points out with 19 games remaining. A lot of hockey left to be played, and I hope you stick along for the ride with us, because that'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. Like you guys know, we're here every single day, weekly live streams, daily videos, reaction to all these games. This is the spot to be. I hope you stick along for the ride. There's a lot of good things coming in the next year or two for Montreal. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.